Okay, I'm going to continue with my Ikea kitchen build. I'm going to call this part 3. And in part 2, I did a little bit of work on this back wall, did the electrical, did a little bit of demo. Part 1 was mostly these pantries and getting started. So for part 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle this little area here. Going to start off with a little bit of demo. Take off a piece of this counter, I think. Got to take this old microwave down, take this cupboard down. Let's take care of these tiles, and we'll take it from there. All right.
Check it out. Check it
Okay, well, I'm continuing here. This is a little bit of a can of worms. This really doesn't have much to do with IKEA and IKEA kitchen, but it's all part of the stuff I've discovered and how I'm going to go about going on here. So, oh, a little dusty. So the outlet that was here was dead. It was connected to nothing. And as it turns out, the wire that was buried in the wall was live. So I'm going to drill a hole through here. I've opened up a little bit of the drywall here. I'm going to put some new drywall in, cover up this old vent and cover up all this old patchwork, maybe fix up the insulation a little bit. Anyway, this wire was live. This is a good wire. I'm going to drill a hole here. This wire is long enough. Obviously, it used to be there. Why they pulled that out, I have no idea what they did in the past. I'm going to reinstall this wire here. This will be a counter plug. Now down here was the old stove plug, and the insulation's in rough shape, the drywall is in rough shape. So I think I'm just going to cut a square. I'm going to put a new patch in here. But for now, I think I've found a way ahead. Like I said, the old outlet will become a junction box, and I will mount it low enough that I'll be able to, if anything was to happen, it'll be accessible under the cabinet. It'll just be a few feet away, but technically accessible. I'm going to run my new wire, which is that shielded wire over there, because I'm not going to drill in all these cavities. I'm going to run it externally, which is legal because it's a shielded wire. I'm going to run it, snake it through here, and make it pop out over there. And then I'm going to cut a hole down there and install a new plug-in for my stove, and that'll be over there. So the old will become the junction point, It'll be low enough that it'll be accessible under the cabinet. Not the greatest of accesses, but technically still accessible. I'm going to tidy all this up. And so that's where I'm at. I'm going to continue. I'm not going to film all this because this really has not much to do with the kitchen. But it's all part and parcel of the process. Also a lot of cleaning up to do, a lot of dust. So for now, run this wire, run that wire, close this in, and then a cabinet can go here, a cabinet can go there. That's progress. Okay, I'll catch you again in a bit. Okay, so I did a little bit of work off camera. Like I said, I do have my work cut out here. I was successful with my stove. This is now the junction. My shielded wire is running externally all the way to the other side. And I do have a new box mounted with the shielded cable. So this should all be good to go. And I got the stove plugged in. It works. Once the rest of this cabinet is up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to... obviously can't be laying on the ground. So I'm going to lift it up a little bit. And I bought these little brackets. I'm going to hold this off the ground. And this should be off the floor, underneath the cabinet, out of the way, legal because it's shielded. Now in here, I just discussed the can of worms about the wire that was left. I was going to feed this to just a counter outlet, which is what it would have been. But had a little change of plans because I remembered I was forgetting something. And that is that in this space will be the dishwasher. And I had no power to my dishwasher because this guy, he was running an extension cord under the cabinets from the old outlet that used to be this one, which is now going to be for the microwave. So a little bit all over, juggling stuff around. So anyway, what I did, I fed this wire in here, and I ran a line down here, and it pops out in this area, and that is going to be supply for the dishwasher. So that's 120 volt. That should be good. I don't know if I'll put a junction box in here later or join it to shield it. I don't know. For now, I've got supply going out. I've got this tied in. I've got my power for my dishwasher here. So I'm going to continue. I need to close these up. I got to get a cover for this. Close this up with drywall. Close this up with drywall. And then I'm going to continue with my cabinetry over here. Okay. Okay, so I think I got the electrical sorted out here. I got this patched up, and I do mean patch because I just ended up using bits of drywall I just used up whatever I had. I got everything patched in and mudded. Doesn't really matter. This is all going to be concealed. For now, I got a piece of rail up there. I cut that to about 34 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm looking at my plan. And that is the cabinet that's going to go in that upper corner. I believe it's a 36 inch. So I got a few more cabinets to build now. I got this one. I got a base. The Lazy Susan. I could also build that one. But for now, I'm going to try to dig these out. This one and this one. I'll set this up a little bit of fast motion. I'm going to assemble these boxes and at least try to get this one up today. That's that one there. Give us an idea what that's going to look like and what it's going to feel like. Okay, let's build some boxes.
Check it out. Check it out.
Okay, well, I just assembled my first upper for up here, and let's try to put it up. See what it looks like. It's going to block a little bit of this, and the drywall mud is not fully cured, but I don't care. I want to get it off the floor and out of the way so I can build more boxes. I mean, I'm going to have to take it down tomorrow and rework this wall, and I got to put a cover on this, but let's pick up this box and see if I can mount it. It's a full-length one, and it is 36 inches, so I'm hoping I measured my rail right. It already looks like the rail could have been a bit longer. Oh well, let's try it. Get out of the way. Okay, there it is. Okay, I see. Yeah, all right. Well, there is my my large upper box. It almost looks like the gap is a little bit bigger than that one was on the other side, but yeah, my rail could have been a little bit longer. My rail could have probably been 4 or 5 inches longer, because I think I'm going to have to slide this down in order to, I think for the door to open, I think there might have to be a small spacer here, but I'm not exactly sure. So anyway, I'm going to leave it up there for now. It's out of the way. It's away from my working area down here, so I can continue and I can build some more boxes. I think I'm going to try to find maybe try to find the cabinet for down here. I believe this is a 24 inch, so it should be a 24, and it should be deep like this one. Yeah, let's try to find that. Continuing with my IKEA kitchen, I've got all my boxes built. You just saw that. This is a 15-inch box, and I think I messed up over here. I put the 12-inch there. I believe the 15 will end up going here. This 12-inch will go on this side of the stove, and that'll be in line with that 12-inch up here, that upper. This is going to be the sink base. This is a, what is that? That's a 36. That will go over here. This 24 will be in this location. So you'll have 24, dishwasher, 36. Then in that corner will be the Lazy Susan. The Lazy Susan is this monster of a cabinet over here. I built yesterday. I had to take it apart and redo it. Kind of did this one twice because there's different options for this one. As in the filler piece can be over here and the opening over there. I had started building it that way, but of course it's going to go against the wall this way, and that part's going to be tucked in sort of beside the stove, kind of a dead space, and then my door arrangement's going to be over here. So that's the Lazy Susan. I believe that's a 36. I believe that's all the boxes built. So the 36 will go from here to there with the blind piece sort of blanked off, a spacer, the stove, and then the 12-inch. So that's the way ahead. So I'm going to take this cabinet down right now. I'm going to take down this rail. I'm going to move this rail over here in line with this one sort of. This cabinet will be mounted here with a 15-inch rail. And I can start on the back. I'm either going to do rail back here and hang my first box, or I might just go ahead and demo everything here. I haven't quite decided. Once I demo everything, and we got no running water, we got nothing. So I was gonna do this in pieces, maybe cut this off, but I think it might just be easier to get rid of everything. And I'm also gonna have to address this flooring here. Of course, I had done the flooring around the old kitchen. The stove's gonna be over this a little bit, but I want to address this. I don't want to leave, although you wouldn't see it, I don't want to leave an unfinished area under the stove, because you can always slide the stove in and out. So I'm going to attempt to finish this floor up with some more of this black vinyl click tile. I've got quite a bit left over, so that's the plan for today. Not exactly sure how I feel. Do I want to demo first or do a piece of rail? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll see in a bit. Okay, I've decided I'm going to do some demo. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take out the rest of this kitchen, and then I'm going to be able to move on putting my rail in that. So I'm just going to bite the bullet. Like I said, everything's going. The water's already shut off, so let's hack this up.
Check it out. Check it
Okay, well, that was the last of the demo. So the demo is all done. There's nothing left of the old kitchen whatsoever. I came back and I put some new shut-offs for the hot and cold. I've also, off camera, I came in and, well, it's messy now because I was chipping away at the drywall, but I came in and I filled in that little section of the vinyl uni-click floor that was missing. There was a section here I filled in. I put in a sheet of 1/4 inch, and I pieced in 3 or 4 more pieces that I had left over of this black tile. Everything underneath here will be concealed by the cabinets. I'm not even going to bother touching that. This humongous trench here, there was already a hole there. There is a valve in here, and that's to access the outside water tap. And what they were doing is they had a hole in their cupboard to access the valve. So I don't want to do that. My idea is that I'd be able to pull the baseboard off if I wanted to and reach in and grab that. Hopefully that works. If not, I'm just going to completely relocate this thing. But that's for another time. This should be okay. What I'm doing now is I'm going to install some more rail. I'm going to install my rail. I'm going to install my rail. And I would be ready to start hanging all these boxes that I have built here, including the large one, which is the Lazy Susan in the corner. I don't know what this is all about. This was like that. That's the tie-in for the drain. There's the main house drain, and there's also the vent pipe that comes up that goes all the way to the roof. That was like that. I don't know why. My cabinet's going to conceal all that. We're not going to see it, so it's not pretty, but it will be concealed. I'm completely out of drywall. I used the last of my bits to fix up the holes I had created, and yeah, that's going to stay. So let's get this rail up, and then we'll throw these boxes in, and it might start to look like a kitchen. Okay, well, I got my rail up. It's up all around in the back, and a little section over here for that cabinet. I also went back and I did another coat of mud on that roughness there, so that's looking a little bit better. So let's start putting these cabinets these lower cabinets where they belong. And we'll get a bit of a feel for what this kitchen should look like.
Check it out. Check it
Okay, well, here's my boxes in place, and I had a couple struggles, I'm not going to lie. Quickly, no issues here, no real issues here. I did readjust that one to make the gap tighter. I had a couple of issues here only because I miscalculated the drilling of the holes. I tried to install the cabinet with the valve still in place, so I had to make big holes. Make a long story short, I made the holes big and they were a little bit off center, so I had to come back and I had to make them even bigger. So what I ended up doing is I lowered the copper, put a connection down below, so I got this PEX here, and I came back with this little piece of 1/4" MDF that I was able to cut a smaller hole to hide the monstrosity. Anyway, that's not supposed to be there, but you know, that's how I fixed my mistake. Maybe I'll even paint that white. Once you get all your crap in here, you'll never know the difference. But I did miscalculate measuring those, so that was a bit of a hiccup. The sink cabinet is perfectly in line with the window, which is good. The Lazy Susan cabinet is now in the corner with the orientation correct, and this weird gap here, I had a bit of a hard time with this at first. I didn't really understand when she first planned it out, but there has to be a space here. There's no choice in order for this door to open, and the counter will wrap around and come out this way and overhang up to the stove. So it will seem seamless when the time comes to it. Same with, I got my work cut out up here. Obviously I want this to be in line with the stove. There's a huge gap here, so there's going to need to be some fillers. Maybe shuffle this one over, split the difference. I'm not quite there yet. But this is the general layout. I'm going to call this end of part 3. End of part 3. In part 4, I'm going to start maybe locking these down, start putting maybe some of the side finish pieces, finalize my distances, like I said, lock them down, maybe get the dishwasher up here, move this small cabinet over here to match this one, and mount the 15-inch one over there. I think I may abandon the idea of the I was going to have a little cabinet here attached to a small wine rack. This was going to be a little bit of a sitting area, breakfast bar type thing. But now that I'm building this thing, I mean this kitchen, I love the cabinets, and there's a nice big bright window, but this kitchen just has zero wow factor. It's very small. It's very boxy. So I think this would just be in the way. So I think I'm going to eliminate this. That's the idea for now. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to return the wine rack. If the wine rack was a tad bit skinnier, it may have gone up here. But if I put it there, then it'll be encroaching into my window trim. Something here would have made sense, obviously, because the gap over here is bigger than the gap over there. Like I said, we're patching up a house from the 70s here. There's no And I mean, we did remove this large wall. This was all walled in, so you can only imagine what it was like before. So, yeah, living in the chaos. But yeah, and that's Willow. Willow absolutely hates renovations. She hates the sound of tools and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now. Thanks for watching. And there's more to come on this kitchen remodel. Catch you on the next one.